Megacast TV, your channel of choice. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Megacast. And you might remember that in our last episode we did the British citizenship test. God, why do they make these words so hard to pronounce? And we passed with absolute flying colours, 79.17%. Now we're not bragging at all, but we then thought, well, how about we do the Australian citizenship test? Now, bear in mind that we're not Australians. At least I'm not Australian. But let me introduce you to someone who has dual citizenship. That's my co-host extraordinaire, the lovely Trace.
Good evening, Jake. Or should I say good day, Jake? How are you? How you going?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm really looking forward to this.
Are you excited?
I am, because I've got my citizenship. I did it when I was 17. So I'm wondering how much has changed since I took it.
Well, I will have absolutely no clue, so I'll be following Tracy on this one.
Oh, don't be following me. Be blind, leading blind.
Oh, we'll see how it goes, eh?
Yeah. Been a long time for me.
I bet it has. Okay, Trace, so here we go with question. What are the indigenous cultures of Australia? The Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people, Australia's current inhabitants, or people from mainland Australia and Tasmania?
Number one, Jake. The Aboriginal and the
Torres Strait Islanders people. Yes. Okay. Oh, it doesn't tell you whether you've got it right or wrong till the end. Okay. When did the European settlement start? Was it when gold was discovered in Australia? Was it when the first 11 convict ships arrived from Great Britain? Or was it when Captain Arthur Phillip arrived from Great Britain? Got to be the gold thing.
Convicts. No, I think it was when the convicts arrived, the 11 ships.
Okay, let's do that then. The first 11 convict ships arrived from Britain.
Yes.
Doesn't tell you whether you've got it right or wrong, so we don't know.
No.
Which one of these is a Tasmanian location? The Bay of Flinders, Port Arthur, or the Ningaloo coast? I ain't got a clue.
Bay of Flinders, I think.
If I had to go for one, I would go Flinders. Because he was an Australian highwayman, wasn't he?
Ned Kelly was.
Yeah, I think it was Flinders as well, though. I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
We'll go Bay of Flinders anyway.
Yeah, okay. Okay, what happens on the 25th of April each year? We commemorate Anzac Day, we celebrate Australia Day, or we celebrate the birthday of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. Well, her birthday's in April, but I think her birthday's on the 23rd.
Oh, the Queen's birthday.
That's her official birthday. She has her celebrations usually in July. Okay, what is Australia's system of government? Is it a parliamentary monarchy, a republic, or a parliamentary democracy?
Parliamentary democracy.
Okay, I won't have a clue. Okay, what does the rule of law mean? People who hold positions of power in Australia community are above the law. No person, group, or religious rule is above the law. And the Australian government can rule by force using the laws of Australia.
3.
Okay, so we're going the Australian government can rule by force using the laws of Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the religious affiliation of the Australian government? Christian, secular, or Protestant?
Christian.
Okay. Which of these statements about voting is correct? Voting is optional in Australia. Voting is compulsory in federal and state or territory elections. It is a responsibility for Australian citizens aged 21 or over.
Say the second one again.
Voting is compulsory in federal and state or territory elections.
Yeah, because if you don't vote over there, you get fined.
Dear.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that one then. Question 9. What is a referendum? Is it a vote to select a new Prime Minister, a vote to select a new Governor-General, or a vote to change the Australian Constitution? It's got to be the Constitution, hasn't it?
Constitution, yeah.
Common sense, that one, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
What does AEC stand for? Is it the Australian Electoral Commission, the Australian Electoral Centre, or the Australian Energy Commission? Got to be the Electoral Commission, hasn't it?
Yeah. I would
think,
say
wouldn't
that.
you?
Yeah, I would think.
Okay, we'll go with that one then. When did the Australian Constitution come into effect? Was it the 1st of January 1910, the 1st of January 1901, or the 1st of July 1901?
1st of January 10.
Yeah, is it that right? Okay, I trust you.
Do.
What is the Commonwealth of Australia? Is it 6 separate self-governing British colonies? Is it a British territory or an independent nation?
British territory.
A British territory. Okay. Who has the power to make and change the laws? Is it the government ministers, the Prime Minister, or the Parliament?
Parliament.
Okay. Who represents the Queen of Australia in each state? Is it a Premier, a Governor, or a Governor-General?
Premier.
Is it? Okay. Which of these statements about domestic violence in Australia is correct? It is accepted for specific religious or cultural exceptions. A person who commits these crimes can go to jail whether they are a man or a woman. A domestic violence does not include threatening children or pets.
Oh, I don't know, because it is quite acceptable over there for
Is
domestic
it?
violence. A lot of women marry expecting it.
So do you think it's accepted for specific religious or
Yeah,
cultural
probably.
exceptions?
Probably.
Okay.
We'll go for that one. But I know domestic violence is quite rife there. And I know a lot of women, when they marry Australian men, marry expecting it. So.
Okay. Okay, this is all about Australian values. So these are the last 5 questions. In Australia, who is above the law? Nobody, the police, the Prime Minister, ministers, and members of Parliament.
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay. In Australia, where does the power of the government come from? The Queen of Australia, the Prime Minister, or the Australian people?
Prime Minister.
The power of the government. It's got to be the Prime Minister, hasn't it?
Yeah. Common sense, isn't it?
Yeah. What is Australia's official national religion? Christian, non, or Protestant?
Christian.
Okay.
I'm only going on that because there's a lot of Roman Catholics. Roman Catholics very common and Catholic in Australia.
Okay. In Australia, who can join the Australian Defence Force and the police force? Is it both men and women, only men, or only men over the age of 21?
Both men and women.
Both men and women. Last question, Trace. We'll find out whether we become Australian citizens.
Yay!
What is the age of sexual consent in Australia? Is it 15 in all states and territories, 16 or 17 depending on which state or territory you reside in, or 18 or 19 depending on which state or territory you reside in?
16 or 17 depending on what state you reside in.
Okay. Submit test.
Right.
Oh, we failed.
Really?
We got 3 correct answers out of 5 for the mandatory questions. That's why we failed, because the mandatory questions, you have to answer those all correctly.
Oh my God.
Your score, 50%, including mandatory questions. The pass mark is 75%. It took us 8 minutes and 3 seconds, and the official test allows 45 minutes. Here are the answers. Question 1. Who are the indigenous cultures of Australia? Well, we got that right. The Aboriginal,
Right.
Torres, Strait Islanders. When did the European settlement start? We got that right. When the first 11 convict ships.
Right.
Which of these is a Tasmanian icon? It is Port Arthur. We put the Bay of Flinders.
Mm.
What happens on the 25th of April each year? We
Anzac
commemorate
Day, isn't it?
Anzac Day.
I realised after, I thought, no,
Oh.
it's Anzac Day.
What is Australian system of government? The parliamentary democracy. We got that right. What does the rule of law mean? We got that right.
Okay.
No, we didn't. We put the Australian government can rule by force using the laws of Australia, and it's actually no one person or group or religious rule is above the law.
Oh, okay.
What is the religious affiliation of the Australian government? We put Christian, and it's secular.
Oh, okay. What's secular?
I don't know.
No, I don't either.
Which of these statements about voting is correct? And we got it right with voting is compulsory in federal and state territory elections.
Yeah. I knew that because you get fined.
Question 9. What is a referendum? We put a vote to change the Australian Constitution, and we got that correct.
Okay.
What does AEC stand for? The Australian Electoral Commission, and we got that correct.
Right.
When did the Australian Constitution come into effect? Was the 1st of January 1901.
Ah.
We put 1910.
And yeah.
What is the Commonwealth of Australia? It is an independent nation.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Who has the power to make changes to the law? The Parliament. We got that correct. Who represents the Queen of Australia in each state? It's actually a governor.
Oh, so they have a governor, not a prime minister.
So it was a premier, a governor, or a governor general.
We got it wrong.
We did.
Damn it.
Which of these statements about domestic violence in Australia is correct? We put it is accepted for specific religious or cultural exceptions. The actual answer is a person who commits these crimes can go to jail whether they are a man or a woman.
Okay. So that's obviously changed since I was there.
In Australia, who is above the law? Nobody. We got that right.
Got that right.
In Australia, where does the power of the government come from? We put the Prime Minister, and it's actually the Australian people.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course it is. Yeah, the power of the government. They're the ones voting them in. Yeah, makes sense now. I wasn't thinking.
What is Australia's official national religion? None is the answer. We put Christian.
All right. Oh, okay.
In Australia, who can join in Australia? Who can join the Australian Defence Force, and the police force? We put both men and women and got that correct.
Okay.
What is the sexual age of consent in Australia? It is 16 or 17, depending on which state or territory you reside in.
Yes.
Yes. So, yay, we're not Australian citizens.
But I thought we still did really, really well. I'm still proud of us.
We did.
We did well, Jake.
50%'s not bad, is it?
No, not for, I guess.
You're actually an Australian citizen, though, Trace.
Yeah, no, but it's been a lot of years, Jake.
Yeah,
it has. I came back when I was 17. I'm now 54, 55.
Yeah. Again, though.
Things change, don't they, you know?
Yeah, they do. Things do change. I guess that's why you have to do the studying, because you were talking to me about that yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm just pleased I've got my little certificate already done. I don't ever have to go through that again.
Because actually,
when I was taking it all them years ago, I did 6 weeks training. There was 6 weeks of night school before you went for your citizenship. So it was pretty full on, you know, still.
Wow. Because we were looking at, before we started the recording tonight, we were looking at the simulation tests that are available. The one that we opted for was the full test, the full Australian test. There were others that basically cut down into chapters, because there are 5 chapters. Chapter 5 is mandatory and you have to get all the questions correct. And all the rest of the chapters, 1, 2, 3 and 4, are split into 4 different tests. Well, 5 different tests. So you have to pass each chapter. And the idea is, isn't it, that you revise each chapter.
Exactly, yeah.
And then hopefully take the test for that chapter.
I mean, we wing this. We didn't do any revision or anything. No. But like I said, bearing in mind when I did take mine, I had 6 weeks of night school, once a week, but for 6 weeks before we went. And then you go into like a courthouse and you have to stand and take the oath with the flag and, do all that. And then obviously you get your passing out ceremony where you get your certificate. And so it's a really big day. It's a huge deal.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, like you say, at least you don't have to go through that again.
Yes. I've got it forever.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Megacast, and stay tuned and click that notification bell to be notified about future episodes that are coming up. And also please like, share and subscribe our channel. I'm going now. Bye.
Remember, guys, be bold, be beautiful and be unique. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Oh, it doesn't tell you whether you've got it right or wrong till the end.
Oh.
Okay.
Megacast TV, your channel of choice. Please like, share and subscribe.